Hello, my name is Michael Fenlon, and Family Burger has asked that we join your retreat. I rejoin your retreat this weekend, and I'm very happy to join you through the video here. I greet you from my wife and my home shrine, home in the hands of our Father, and we wish many blessings from our home shrine to you this weekend. This picture was taken when I was 8 years old in Milwaukee. And it was in 1963. At that time, the Schönstatt sisters were looking for land to build an international center on with our national shrine. And whenever they found a piece of land, our Father would want to inspect it. So many times when the Schönstatt family knew that Father was going to be out at a certain place at a certain time, they got on the phone and they called one another, and they all showed up for the walk. One of those Sundays, my father found out about the walk and took a few of us children to meet with Father and walk. It was on this walk that this picture was taken. We did not know, first, many people, when they see the picture and they ask me, what were you and Father talking about? And do you remember that moment? I have to be very honest with you. As I've said before, I could make up a wonderful story, but I don't remember that moment walking with Father or any conversation we had. But we did not know that this picture was taken for many years. I think it was about 11 years after this picture was taken. My parents were at an annual retreat. They're members of the Family Institute. And at the retreat, the assistant for the Schönstatt Institute, Father Johannes Tick, came and had this picture in front of him at the desk. He was going to talk on childlikeness. My mother saw the picture and immediately said, "I know that boy." And when my father looked at the picture, he said, "That picture is going to be famous someday." Not knowing it was already famous all over South America and in Germany. And what was the secret of that picture? I really didn't know. I was asked many times to talk about my experiences with Father in the early years, the teenage years, or early 20s and 30s. And I said, there must be other people that can give better testimony about Father than the remembrances of a 6 or 8 year old boy. But I really didn't understand what this picture said to people or what it meant to people. It was only through experiences later on that I came to understand what those experiences were. And one of the beautiful experiences we had was when Marge and I represented the Schönstatt movement in the USA at the World Meeting of Families with John Paul in 1998. And we were sitting next to, waiting for Mass for the Holy Father, and sitting next to a girl and her grandmother from Brazil. They were in Schönstatt, representing Schönstatt from Brazil. And it was during this conversation that we waited for hours, and during the conversation, the grandmother became aware that I was the little boy in that picture. And she started crying. And her granddaughter said that is her grandmother's favorite picture of Father Kentenich because she can always place herself in the place of that little boy and walk with our Father. And it was through experience, and I had one of those little pictures left in my wallet, and I signed the picture and I gave it to the grandmother. And she started crying all over again, but she was so happy to have that picture. And it was through experiences like that that I came to realize that this picture had a deep meaning for people that never experienced our Father, that could place themselves in the hands of our Father through looking at this picture. From then on, I was never embarrassed to speak about this picture. In fact, this picture, for my wife and I, we call it our passport to the world because we've been invited to go all around the world. We've traveled to 17 different countries in Europe and South America, Central America, and the Caribbean, giving our testimony about this picture and our experiences with our father in Milwaukee. One of the Schönstatt sisters, after many years later, told me why father took my hand. We had always thought, well, it was a nice picture, father walking with a little boy, it just made a nice picture. But father took my hand because the land was rough. It was a rolling piece of land, an old farm field. And father was afraid that he might lose his balance. He didn't want to take the hand of an adult, so he took the hand of a child. For me, it gave many beautiful meditations. And one of those is that we do not only need our Father as our Father, but He needs us as His children, to be His child. And that is a beautiful idea that all can pick up. And we pray that you can have that feeling, that experience and encounter with our Father through walking with our Father, and always walk with confidence with our Father into the future. So thank you very much. I enjoyed being with you, and maybe someday my wife and I will be in Austria and we can meet in person. So have a blessed retreat, and I thank you.